Good morning, everyone. I'm Lorella on my homestead adventure. Welcome to our weekly roundup, where we give you a look at what we've been doing on the farm. Today it's kind of chilly, and I'm a little bit colder actually than it probably is, because yesterday it was the middle of February and about 75, 76, something unseasonably warm for this area. It's getting cold, and it's going to get colder, and it's going to rain, and I even saw that there's a slight chance of freezing rain again in the forecast. Are you kidding me? Have we not had enough ice this winter? So I'm going to go open up the calf stalls and give them access to some shelter, because you know, cattle really don't need to go in the barn every night. They're made of leather, they withstand the weather pretty good, but where our calves are on that little about 3/4 of an acre pasture, they don't have any natural shelter. There's no trees, there's no big hills or anything, and so when it gets cold, wet, and windy, that's a bad combination for them. We don't want them getting sick. We don't want to have to use antibiotics unnecessarily. When they do get sick, we always try natural methods first, like ACV in their water and stuff like that. But the best thing to do is to prevent it altogether. So I'm going to go get their stall ready so they can get in and out as needed. The other thing that I'm going to go work on this morning, sorry about my hair, it's kind of windy, the wind's picked up, is I'm going to add some oyster shell to the garden. Not for the garden, actually, for the chickens. They need something to scratch at and kind of grit, and they've pretty much exhausted what's in there right now. But the oyster shell will alter the pH content of the soil, and so I'm going to kind of use it sparingly, because although your leafy green vegetables and your how do you say that word, curbaceous vegetables, something like that, the broccolis and things like that, they will really like the pH. It's going to help them out. I don't know that everything else that I'm going to plant needs it, so I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it around so the chickens have something to scratch up and put in their gullet or wherever it goes in them. So that's what I'm doing this morning. What else have we got on the agenda this week? Oh yes. I'm going to be putting in my seed order, and hopefully ordering some stuff to do the seed starting inside, or buying it. I don't know if I'll order it or I'll just go to town and pick it up. So that's what we got going on, and if I get all that, then I might actually get some seeds started this week. That would be so exciting, because we are focusing on our market garden. So if you haven't seen it, go over and check out my market garden playlist, and I guess that's it. So I hope you enjoy this look around this week's weekly roundup, as we're going to now call our weekly vlog compilations. I hope you enjoy it. Give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and share us on social media. So if you haven't seen it before, this is what the oyster shell is crushed up looks like. It comes in a big bag, 50 pounds from the feed store, relatively inexpensive, and that's what it is right there. I'm gonna go and give it. There's probably more stuff I should be saying, but it's so cold I gotta get going. It's colder than I thought it was. Woo! Okay, much better. Hat and gloves makes all the difference in the world. Let's go take care of the cows and horses. I absolutely love working in the hay barn. My older daughter, who has grass allergies, not so much fun for her, but I just find it really peaceful. Old and a little creaky, and it smells like hay, and I don't know, there's just something about pitching hay and being in here that just, I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite places on the farm. You guys gonna let me out? Hey, Mama, come on in. Or let me out. There you go. That's a good Mama. Thank you. All right, let's watch them. See what they do. How about you? Are you going in? Okay, there you go. All right, I'm gonna go inside where it's warm and get some stuff done inside the house.
Yeah, I ran out of gas. I forgot to get gas while I was in town this morning, but I've run out of gas enough times to always keep a 5-gallon can with me in the car. I'm gonna tell you honestly, these are some of the best gas cans I've ever used. They're made by Scepter, the same company that does the gas cans for the military. Only difference is the military cans have that big wide mouth opening, and these just have the little EPA opening. But these are on Amazon. Like I said, probably the best, sturdiest gas cans I've ever owned. They don't like collapse on you, anything like that. So I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in picking a couple of these up.
I see you're also using a funnel. Why is that?
Because the one that I keep in my car, I don't use the fast, easy fill spout, because the vapors get out through that little yellow cap that you have to put on. So I carry a funnel with me so it's easy to pour. I don't have to mess with the EPA spout trying to actually make it work, which they never do. Alright, we'll be back on the road in a second. I'll be smelling like gas probably for the next hour or two. Good times. Let's roll. So we headed out to the basketball game for my daughter. It was seniors night at the school, and I looked over while the band was playing and was like, hey, that's Grace from Living Traditions Homestead. There she is in the Letterman's jacket playing the trumpet. As a former band member myself, I say, good job, Grace. We're so pleased that living in this small Bible Belt community, our children are free to worship, even at school functions.
All right, folks, we are on our way to our local feed store. We're getting low on calf feed, on chicken scratch, and I believe we I believe we ran out of chicken food this morning, is what I was going to say.
No, I was going to say chicken food because I used the last of it this morning.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that was a nasty skunk.
Yes, it was. It was a big one, too. All right, so quick pro country tip. If you put both windows down a crack, it will sweep the smell right out.
If you open yours bigger than the other person's, it blows
right
it in their face.
He's such a stinker. The skunk doesn't bother me. I'm used to the smell. Okay, so when we pull up, we always look at, they keep some sale stuff out here, like that's the brand of feed I buy right there. And Chris noticed over here, round bales this year.
$60 each.
Right, and I think a year ago they were going for about $30 each, right?
Yeah, $25, $30.
And we were talking the other day about how we might run out a couple different reasons. We've had drought, not enough grass growing, and my mom didn't have calves. So what were you saying silage is?
So silage, they wrap the hay up in this, I don't know, I call it like shrink wrap. Basically, it ferments inside of there, and then it gives it a higher protein count for the calves.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Hey, puppy. Hey. Don't jump in. You jumped in before. That was when we had our dog with us, though.
Oh. Nosy dog. That's the dairy. Scratch, and this is the layer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Come out.
Have a good one.
You too. Have a good week, man. Take it easy. Thank you.
Excuse our cardboard mess over here. We burn our cardboard and it's been dry and windy, so we haven't been able to do that. But now that it's started raining, we'll probably get this piled down soon. We have some black oil sunflower seeds here. We use them in the summer for sprouting. I'll link to our video of how we make our own fodder doing that. It's too cold in the winter though to get them to sprout good, so I'm going to just mix in some of these in with the Scratch from Texas Naturals because the birds love the black oil sunflower seeds. Just make our scratch go a little bit farther. I'm just hopeful, Chris, that we don't get a bunch of sunflowers grown up in the garden because of this though.
Yeah,
I hope the birds eat them.
Didn't think of that. So you know pretty much all these seeds that these birds eat are one form of a weed or another.
Are they? I haven't looked
When
at
it comes to gardening, anything you don't want growing is a weed.
Oh, yeah. Should have been pouring it in at the same time I was pouring in the scratch, so we could get some done in the bottom.
There you go. That's looking pretty good. Yeah.
All right, the birds will like that. They love those sunflower seeds. I had planned on getting all of our seeds this year at Baker Creek. Number one, because they're close by, so I can just go pick them up. And number two, they carry a lot of heirloom seeds. But White House on the Hill did a comparison between them and a couple others, including M.I. Gardner. And M.I. Gardner came in about a third of the cost of the other two websites that he used. And M.I. Gardner is a YouTube channel that I already follow, so I might be getting all my seeds from them this year. It's always good to support our fellow YouTubers. Well, I mentioned we needed rain, right? It rained all night long. I love the sound of rain on a metal roof, don't you? And I looked at the forecast, and we have rain in the forecast for pretty much the next 2 weeks straight. And yay! The temperatures don't really drop below freezing, so happy about that. Right now I'm going to fill up the bird bath and the bird water before I let these guys out. That way I don't have to face the geese because I'm kind of chicken. Well, I don't know what happened. I left their food out all night in the rain. I normally put it in the chicken house overnight or on rainy days and didn't. So I'm going to dump it out on the ground. They'll scratch it up and then I'm going to go get them some fresh food. See this black cap right here? You can cap over that spout so it won't be coming out while you're trying to fill it. And in the summer I do that, but in the winter it's cold. I don't want my hand in that cold water, so I just take the hose out and then I put this on fast and hope for the best. And usually I can get it on pretty good unless a goose is chasing me without worrying about it. And I'll just stick it back on the heater, just in case the nights get cold, and that's ready to go. Okay guys, take a look with me inside this chicken feeder. It's still got gunky, yucky stuff in it. So what I'm gonna do is wash that out with the hose, take it inside, let it dry real good, and bring them back feed tonight. And the reason I can wait until tonight is because if you look over here where I dumped it out, you will see that there's still Where is it? Let's see. Right there. Still lots of good grain that was in the middle that didn't get wet. So we'll just let the chickens scratch it up. That's their natural behavior anyway. And I'll bring them out fresh food later in the day once their feeder is clean and dry. It might be easier just to do it straight over there at the spigot where the water comes out a little bit harder. With a little more force. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to let the geese out and then I'll go finish cleaning out the feeder. Barnyard bullies. All right, I think that's good. Take it inside and let it dry out. Look how the green came back in the grass after rain of just one day. It was completely brown yesterday.